How's it going, motocross action? Josh Mosman here, and today we have a special treat in the form of a KTM 300 two-stroke. The MXA wrecking crew gets busy, and sometimes we have wild ideas without enough time to get them done. For this project, we wanted to build the ultimate KTM 300 SX race bike, and luckily, former AMA pro and Hollywood stuntman Will Harper, along with local SoCal vet racer Kent Reed, so that they would build the KTM 300 two-stroke for us and shepherd it all the way up to the actual testing portion of the project. So how did they build this dream bike, and how much did it cost? Stay tuned. When it came to building the bike, Jody gave him leeway to run with the project, and he told them to make all the decisions themselves and deliver the bike to us when it was finished. We just had to make them swear that they wouldn't ride the bike until all the studio shots, action photography, video, test sessions, and races were done. Will and Kent used a mix of products, technology, and specialists to get the project to the finish line. For the engine, Will and Kent chose Dick's Racing in Washington, Utah to work on the KTM Power Parts 300cc upgrade kit. Dick Wilk has been a KTM specialist for decades, and the MXA Wrecking Crew has ridden several of his 300cc machines in the past, which includes fuel-injected models. The Power Parts cylinder head was milled to increase the compression, and Dick added his proprietary torque grooves in a ring around the squish band to improve combustion efficiency. For the fuel system, Dick installed a Thunder Products quad flow torque wing in the carb, which had been taperboard from 38mm to 42mm. Plus, he also added some secret touches to the card, slide, and float bowl while he was in there. For an expansion chamber and silencer, Caretakers chose an Italian-made Scalvini cone pipe and Pro Circuit silencer for improved top-end power. The final bill for the engine mods, 300 kit, head milling, carburetor, pipe, and muffler was $2,200. For the suspension, they ordered brand new WP Exact Pro cone valve spring forks and shock, and they had AEO Power Sports in Temecula, California set them up. Former WP suspension tech Mark Johnson revalved the units, replaced the chrome cone valve fork legs with $810 coated fork legs. He added a $450 REP suspension shock linkage to the rear end. With the addition of the KTM Power Parts split triple clamps and X-Trig PHDS bar mounts, the suspension was done. Hold on to your hat, because the suspension mods cost $8,655. Once the engine and suspension were done, there was very little left to do to button up the project. KTM Power Parts orange anodized factory wheels were installed, along with an orange rear sprocket. They use Hoosier IMX 250S tires, and Decal Works supplied the graphics for our KTM 300 SX, and they used the same Hot Wheels design that was used on Cooper Webb's KTM 300, which we also tested a while back. And the cool part is, the Hot Wheels design is also available for the public to buy through Decal Works. The final question is, how did the bike perform on the racetrack? To tell the truth, it was awesome. Of course we knew it would be, because literally everything done to a KTM 250SX to make it into the ultimate KTM 300 came right out of the well-established KTM playbook. The Dick's Racing engine mods had been proven to us many times before. The end product of this bike handled great, absorbed everything we threw at it, both big and small, and produced an incredibly smooth power bend that didn't have any of the scary fast throttle response issues that we find on the KTM 252 stroke. It was a sweeter version of a KTM smoker. To ensure that we could accurately gauge what we gained or lost in the power department, we dynoed our KTM 250SX before we started, and dynoed the KTM 300SX version after it had been broken in. First off, at no point on the dyno curve did the KTM 250SX come anywhere near the power of the 300SX engine. At 6,000 RPM, the KTM 300 was making 33.37 horsepower, while the 250SX was making 31.54. At 7,000, the 300 made 43.75 horsepower, while the 250 was still down at 40.91. And the same pattern followed all across the rev range. In fact, at 8,000 RPM, the KTM 300SX produced 4.25 more horses than the 250SX. On the track, that power advantage didn't come across as brutish. Instead, it felt more manageable, easier to keep hooked up, and blessed with more top, more peak, and more over rev. All in all, the 300SX power plant was a plus on all accounts. And the best part about it, not a single product on this bike was unattainable. Most came from the KTM Power Parts catalog or from well-known KTM affiliates. For all the details and the inside scoop on this KTM 300, check out motocrossactionmag.com and also stay there for news, reviews, results, and all the latest in the motocross world. And wait, if you haven't seen our latest Two Stroke videos, you have a chance now to click the thumbnails and see what we've been up to. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be the first person to see our latest YouTube uploads.